Greetings to the great state of Texas and to the men and women of the National Guard Association of Texas. I am Command Sergeant Major John Sampa, the 12th Command Sergeant Major of the Army National Guard, a proud Texan and a very long lifetime member of NGAT. It is a privilege and a pleasure to address you at the NGAT 2021 Virtual Conference this year. It is my distinct honor to do so as the first ever enlisted keynote speaker for the conference. The very first enlisted keynote speaker of the conference. I get excited when I say that. So, it's my hope there are many past and present enlisted soldiers and airmen watching today. Thank you to NGAT. Thank you to the leaders of NGAT and the team for allowing me to speak here today. To the wonderful and dedicated members of NGAT. It is truly a great honor for me. Before I go any further, I want to take time out to acknowledge the two special people in my life. Today is my beautiful wife of nearly 30 years and our beautiful daughter's birthday. Happy birthday to you both, along with my wife's twin sister, who is currently stationed at the EUCOM headquarters in Germany with the active Army. The theme for this year's conference is Ride the Wave. I am so proud to have ridden the wave with my fellow Texas Guardsmen. My ride has taken me from being with the M60 tankers of the 6th of the 112th Army in Etna, Texas, as part of the 49th Army Division in 1987, to the privilege of serving as the Command Sergeant Major of the 36th Infantry Division, and from there to the highest enlisted position in the Texas Military Department, the Command Senior Enlisted Leader. There are many wonderful memories with you, the great men and women of Texas National Guard. Currently, my wave has continued outside of our home state and afforded me the opportunity to serve all great soldiers of the Army National Guard as the 12th Command Sergeant Major of the Army National Guard. As being the first African American to serve in this position as well too. That is truly a great honor for me. Being a member of today's National Guard is very different from the Guard of yesterday, especially when I first joined the National Guard 34 years ago. I will start off by talking about that today. We are evolving to meet the demands of the modern threats and the homeland crisis as increasingly inclusive force. I would first like to recognize our Guardsmen, who have met the needs of our nation and the communities this past year. These dedicated men and women consistently impress me with their competence, compassion, dedication to duty and service, and their ability to execute as a team, no matter the task. Across all 50 states, 3 territories, and the District of Columbia, the men and women of the National Guard have answered the call in what has been an unprecedented year of the Guard. Whether it was supporting COVID-19 efforts, maintain or help restore peace during domestic civil disturbances, or support to natural disasters, our Texas Guardsmen was right there answering the call in that unprecedented year. Many of you that are watching today have or still are supporting these missions. You and your families know up close and personal the sacrifice that were made for you to answer the call. For that, I thank you. Many of our forces support these efforts, in some cases simultaneously, providing relief during floods, hurricanes, extreme cold, and wildfires has become a standard practice for us today. Add combating cyber threats to our portfolio, and you could truly say the National Guard is ready and adaptive. Following a year that has experienced its highest level of National Guard activations since World War II, there are still more than 37,000 governor-responsive National Guards mobilized nationwide, supporting law enforcement and partner agencies and domestic operations. They are carefully administering vaccines, setting up vaccination site locations, and providing support testing facilities. Here in Texas, You are providing your unique support to the citizens of our great state. Yet, of course, the impact of National Guard is not limited to our work inside of our homeland. Presently, more than 31,000 National Guardsmen are supporting combatant commands around the world, to include the mighty 36th Infantry Division and other Texas units, bringing the total Guard engaged around the world to more than 70,000. I could not be more proud of their loyal and dedicated service. Our national security depends on the National Guard, and the faith in the National Guard is higher than it's ever been before. It's imperative that we maintain that faith and the trust amongst the people we serve and the military partners. We are seen as a trusted member of our communities. I believe that this is a testament to our ability to learn and grow, face threats, overcome all manners of challenges, and we need to put people first, and we will continue to put people first. As the Command Sergeant Major of the Army National Guard, my number one priority is taking care of you, your families, and the awesome civilians of the Texas Military Department. The Army National Guard continues to improve on talent management assessments, new assignments, and promotional processes, as well as continue to improve quality of life for our Guardsmen and their families. We continue to strive for inclusion across our force. Our soldiers and airmen represent what is truly great about our Army, our Air Force, our nation, and the diverse talents of our people. The diverse talents of our civilian life and our military careers are still what makes the National Guard the major multiplier to our national defense. And our homeland responses. That's why it is so important that we continue to invest in our soldiers and airmen of today, especially young ones, the younger working population, ages 18 to 24-year-olds, who are traditionally college-age students, represent approximately 36% of the United States total population. Even though they and their thoughts and actions are 36% of the population today, those same thoughts and actions will be 100% of our future. What we teach or not teach them today, what guidance or lack of guidance we give them today, the history and traditions that we influence them with, or the lack of influence, will be the result of what myself and many others, to include many of you, will have to deal with in the coming years. Because those young folks of today are our leaders of tomorrow. We cannot write them off. It'll be so detrimental if we do. We must continue to make recruiting and retaining them in our formations as a top priority. Great leaders equates to retaining our Guardsmen in formation. There are ultimately no boundaries to finding fulfillment as being part of a team in the Texas National Guard. I want every eligible men and women from all cultural backgrounds to know they are welcome to consider part-time or full-time service in the Texas National Guard. Today's National Guard affords our troops the opportunities to pursue excellence. I want all those eligible men and women of Texas to be part of the National Guard's next greatest generation of soldiers and airmen. I recognize that many of you have been under enormous demand to look after your families during this pandemic while also looking after your communities while serving in the Guard. As we have done in the Guard for the last 384 years, the National Guard is the oldest force of our nation and the second largest force in the Department of Defense inventory. I hold the priority of people first, near and dear to my heart. I am a soldier sergeant major. I am a soldier sergeant major because I tremendously care about the professionalism, the training, the health and welfare of our men and women I lead and serve each and every day. Every day I work to ensure every service member and civilian are treated with respect and dignity, have a safe work environment, and are afforded every opportunity to be successful in the National Guard and successful in their military careers. Each and every one of you is an asset to this organization. And you need to perform mental health checks, not only with each other, but also on yourself. We must stop suicides in our formations. Please take advantage of the resources available to you. As you navigate any stressors that come up in your lives, take advantage of those resources. Each of us has a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health to maintain. Sometimes, in the face of external challenges, we neglect to take care of ourselves. We are all accountable for our maintaining our personal health, and we all are not exempt from needing help. And so we sometimes may need help. No longer seeking help is a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. It's okay to ask for help when you need help. This holds true for every soldier, senior leader, and civilian in the Texas National Guard. I challenge every soldier, every airman, every leader, every guardsman, every civilian to seek help when you need it. Again, you are an important asset to this organization, and the Texas National Guard cannot afford to lose none of you. I've had stresses during my careers also, but I always was not afraid or ashamed to ask for personal help when I needed it. My success is definitely contributed to having many great leaders who provided me assistance without judgment when I needed it. They continued to mentor me, trusted me, and provided an opportunity for me. Because of those things, I was able to continue to ride the wave. I have rode the wave around the world, and for the last 3 years, I rode the wave from Texas to Washington, D.C. My wave in the Army National Guard started on April 30, 1987. I was a college student that was very naive to service in the Army National Guard. Yes, I've had family members who served in the military, fought in World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam, and even had some who retired from active military service. It just was not a dinner table or a family as a whole discussion. But it was just something inside of me that just wanted to serve in the Army. I chose the Army National Guard, and I'm glad I did. Not only for myself, but for my family as well. My family, my kids, their character are truly who they are today because of the National Guard. The Texas National Guard has been great for my family and I. The experience has been priceless for the Sampa family. Throughout my career, I was fortunate enough to have great leaders. With great leaders and mentors like two of my core drill sergeants in basic training from the very beginning. I've also had great leaders like my first cousin, Command Sergeant Major Retired Jasper Williamson, the current Sergeant Major of the Army Michael Grinston, and his predecessor, Sergeant Major of the Army Retired Dan Daly. Also, great leaders in the Texas Army National Guard, leaders like my tank commander, First Sergeants, First Sergeant Retired Michael Delgado, First Sergeant Retired Brett Dane. There are Sergeant Majors like Command Sergeant Major Retired Hewlin Rigsby, Command Sergeant Major Retired Arvis Cradieth, Command Sergeant Major Retired Richard Milford, Command Sergeant Major Retired Wilson Early, and those Command Sergeant Majors who are no longer with us, like the late Command Sergeant Major Retired Clyde Worrell, Command Sergeant Major Retired Jimmy Morgan, and the awesome Sergeant Major Retired Elwood Impkin. Like many of you, Sergeant Major Impkin taught me so much through the years, and especially how to be an NCO. May those 3 awesome NCOs continue to rest in peace. But I also had officers in my life as well too, to help me and guide me through my military career. Officers like Brigadier General Chuck Ayers, Major General retired John Nichols, Major General retired Bob Harrison, Major General retired Mike Taylor, Major General retired James K. Red Brown, our favorite general in the Texas Army National Guard, and a good friend of mine. Major General retired Lester Simpson, Major General retired Bill Hall, Brigadier General retired Jim Bissom, Colonel retired Mario Elion, Colonel retired Gary Patterson, and of course, the late Lieutenant General retired Daniel James. If you notice, majority of the names I mentioned are retired. It goes to my point I mentioned earlier about our future leaders. For them, while they were serving, I was their future leader. Without those great leaders in my life and in my career, my riding the wave wouldn't have been possible. And I wouldn't be the 12th Command Sergeant Major of the Army National Guard. That's why it's so important for us as leaders, and especially the NCOs of today, to train and mentor properly our young future leaders of the Texas National Guard. In all the ways the Department of Defense and the National Guard are modernizing to meet the National Defense Strategy, it is quite clear that you and I are no longer serving the same National Guard that existed at the beginning of my military career, 34 years ago. We have become very adaptive on how we respond to crisis, whether it's here on our homeland or somewhere in another country, anywhere around the world. Even while supporting COVID-19 logistics and other homeland operations, we are pressing forward with building an adaptable National Guard, an inclusive National Guard, a diverse National Guard. All of that is needed for our wartime missions, wherever we're called upon to do so. A military career in the Texas National Guard is a rewarding and challenging endeavor that depends on the support of our loved ones and, of course, our employers as well. To our families, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. To their employers, I appreciate your support. You all are a vital part of the Texas National Guard family. And we really cannot do our jobs without you. My successful National Guard career is totally due to the unwavering support from my family and from my civilian employer, the Texas Department of Public Safety, in the Highway Patrol Division. Thank you, Steve McCraw, the Director of the Texas Department of Public Safety, and the entire DPS family for your support over the many years of my service. They have fully supported me throughout 3 overseas deployments and throughout my last 2 years of active federal service. During these last 4 years, with 1 more remaining, they have been truly riding the wave with me also. Riding this wave has been an awesome adventure, and I'm so happy to share that adventure with you. I continue to be at your service, so stay in touch. Thank you for joining me virtually today. It's my hope that my words to you today clearly informed you how important and vital you are to the Texas National Guard. Regardless of the level of responsibility, all jobs are important to this organization. Hopefully, the pandemic will be in our past and we'll be able to join each other in person again at next year's conference. Thank you, NGAT, for everything you do for our soldiers, for our airmen, and for their families, and of course, for the Texas Military Department. Again, thank you to the NGAT leadership and its team for allowing me to speak to you today. It has been truly an honor, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. I hope this is a start to have more senior enlisted leaders, past or present, to speak at future NGAT conferences. I'm blazing the trail. So NCOs, get on the wave. On behalf of the Director, Army National Guard, Lieutenant General John Jensen, the Command Chief, Warrant Officer for the Army National Guard, Command Chief Teresa Domeyer, and myself, we thank each and every one of you and your families for your loyal and dedicated service in the Texas Military Department, to the great state of Texas, and to the United States of America. It's a great day to be a Texas National Guardsman. Continue to ride that wave. Remember, COVID-19 remains to be the #1 threat to our formations and families. So take care of yourself, not only for you, but for your family and for the Texas Military Department. Without you, there is no Texas Military Department. There is no Texas National Guard. Duty, honor, Texas.